My name is Adrian Duncan. I'm going to be teaching you a 6-module course in astrology, and this is the first module, and it's going to be about the 12 sun signs. Now, you probably already know a lot about the 12 sun signs. You're certainly your own sign. So I'll just be running through these 12 signs very quickly and giving you a kind of system where you can understand what qualities make each of the 12 sun signs. I've been teaching astrology for about 30 years, so it's a great pleasure for me today to be able to reach out to a lot of people through this online teaching. The course itself is going to be able to, I hope, enable you to correctly interpret a horoscope. So by the end of the course, you should know exactly how to integrate each of the different aspects of the horoscope, in fact. So this first course is going to be about the sun signs, which basically shows the character of people and the character of different planets. We'll then be talking about the planets in the signs, because the planets, which is the sun, moon, Mercury, Mars, etc., they're major players that show where you act in different areas of your life, like love, romance, money, etc. Once we have that in place, we'll be looking at the houses, which shows the stage. It's the actual scene here on Earth, in the world around you, relationships, friends, home, family, money, job, all these things. They will be explained in this third module. And then we're going to look at the aspects, which is the connections between each of the planets. This shows the energy flow. Aspects are fantastic. They really tell you a lot about people, their character, and what they do. And then we're going to look at the synthesis of the horoscope, how to integrate the whole thing into a meaningful interpretation. And in the last course, we'll check out transits, which are really quite easy, and it shows where planets are right here and now and how that affects you. So it's like learning about prediction. So I personally got into astrology through some great events when I was in India when I was 21, but I met a lot of people who got into astrology through reading their sun signs. Because, you know, it seems miraculous, in fact, that an astrologer who doesn't know anything about you can kind of say something which really hits the mark somehow. But of course there are only 12 sun signs, and there's about 6 billion people on Earth. So sun signs in themselves are kind of very general. But they're general, but they have certain specifics. Like, it's a bit like saying how as an American or how as a Canadian or a French person. Each country seems to have different characteristics, even though there's millions of people in that country who are very, very different. But you can still say, you know, that Canadians are more private, perhaps, than Americans, and French are more proud, etc. So the sun signs are a bit like that. Even though there's so many different people in each sign, there is a kind of characteristics which are specific to those people. Now, we better be clear about what sun signs are, because there's a lot of skeptics. You know, you hear a lot about, in fact, that the 12 sun signs are out of date, that the stars move, and so the constellations have changed. And that's true. The stars move about 1 degree every 72 years. So after a couple of thousand years, the actual constellations change shape. And, you know, you could argue that you know, the 12 sun signs therefore change, but it's actually, in Western astrology, it's not really connected with the stars. The Western astrology is connected with the Earth's orbit around the sun, just the solar system. So each of the 12 signs is simply measured from a position of the Earth in relation to the sun. So when day and night are equal, that will be the spring equinox, that's 0 degrees Aries. And the autumn equinox, the opposite, 0 degrees Libra. And when there's the longest day, that's 0 degrees Cancer. and the longest night, 0 degrees Capricorn. These make the 4 cardinal points of the zodiac and the 4 cardinal signs, and the other signs are kind of fitted in the middle. So nothing to do with the stars. There are just 12 sun signs, and the argument that the stars have changed doesn't make any difference to Western astrology. So let's have a system for learning about the 12 sun signs. It's really important, in fact, to understand that each sign is a different element. And I'd like to talk just a little bit about the 4 elements, which are earth, air, fire, and water. And you shouldn't think of these 4 elements as like water or fire exactly. They're really states of being. They're really dominated. They're the building blocks of life or matter or the universe. So earth is really the solid state. Water is the liquid state. Air is the gaseous state, and fire is the plasma state. These are kind of scientific classifications of the universe, you could say. But in astrology, these states actually represent sort of behavioral characteristics. You'll find when you look at the horoscope, which is much more specific than the 12 sun signs, you'll find that a planet in an element really affects behavior.